Hello sports fans, it is Friday, May the 16th, the year 2014, and as always, a lot to get to in the sports world, so let's get it going right now. Great to be back with you guys. I hope you guys have been watching the NHL and the NBA playoffs. I personally think the NHL playoffs have been spectacular. Let's start there. Let's start in the Eastern Conference, where the Eastern Conference finals are set. It will be the New York Rangers and the Montreal Canadiens. They will start play Saturday afternoon, 1 o'clock Eastern Time, up in Montreal. And this is after the Rangers rally from 3-1 down to beat the Pittsburgh Penguins. What a tremendous, gutty, gritty win by the New York Rangers, winning 3 straight games. How good was Lundqvist in Game 7? He stole the show. Lundqvist as good as any goalie in the NHL. I can't say enough good things about the New York Rangers and how they won this series. And what a despicable, deplorable, awful loss by the Pittsburgh Penguins. You are up 3-1. 3 chances to close it out. 2 on your home ice, and you can't get it done. Awful loss by Pittsburgh. They got totally outworked in games 5 and 6. I mean, the Rangers just outworked them, and then I thought Lundqvist stole the show in Game 7. I mean, who would have ever thought after Game 4, when Pittsburgh took 2 games at Madison Square Garden, were up 3-1, the Rangers were booed off the ice after Game 4. Who would have thought that the Rangers were going to win 3 straight games? Tremendous, gutty, gritty win by the New York Rangers. They deserve to advance, and awful loss by Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh coach fired. Pittsburgh GM fired. And I'll tell you what, Sidney Crosby has got to play like a superstar next year in the playoffs. I know we all love Sidney Crosby. I know he's had the concussion problems. He doesn't look like the same player. 1 goal in the last 17 playoff games? That's not going to get it done. And he's not alone. The Penguin superstars up and down the board did absolutely nothing the last 3 games. Awful job by Pittsburgh. Just a deplorable loss by them. Cost the coach and the GM their jobs. But I don't want to take anything away from the New York Rangers. Tremendous, gutty, gritty win by them. They deserve to advance. They will play Montreal. How about Montreal? Almost as gutty and gritty as the New York Rangers. Montreal rallies from 3-2 down to beat Boston. They win Game 6 in Montreal. Then they go up to Boston and win Game 7. They knock out the mighty Bruins. What a job by Montreal. Tremendous job by them as well. And I am really looking forward to this Eastern Conference Finals, especially with the 2 fan bases, the 2 arenas, Madison Square Garden. You know the madhouse up there in Montreal. You know how they love hockey up there. This should be some tremendous atmospheres in both arenas. I am really looking forward to this. Series could go either way. To me, it's a toss-up. You want to say Montreal is a slight edge because they have home ice? Okay, but I could definitely see this series going either way. But to me, this series is about the fan bases and the arenas. New York City, Madison Square Garden, and then the hockey haven Montreal up there. Doesn't get any better than that. Should be a tasty, tasty Eastern Conference Finals. Make sure you tune in. Over to the West we go. Game 7 tonight between LA and Anaheim. In Anaheim, the winner will play the Chicago Blackhawks. Remember, the Blackhawks beat Minnesota 4-2, so they are waiting for the winner of tonight's game. Strange series, LA and Anaheim. LA wins the first 2 in Anaheim. Anaheim then wins 3 straight, including 2 in LA. LA wins Game 6 to force a Game 7. LA has now staved off elimination 5 times in these playoffs. Remember, they were down 3-0 to San Jose in the first round. You can't knock LA out. So this should be tremendous hockey as well tonight. LA and Anaheim, I mean, what a tremendous game. Really looking forward to it. I picked Anaheim in 7 before the series. I'm going to stick with it, but I'll tell you, it's hard to knock out LA, and quick in goal for LA is tremendous. Make sure you tune into that game as well. Like I said, the winner of that game will play Chicago. I mean, the NHL has been lights out, I think, this season. I hope you caught some of these games. Over to the NBA we go. Let's start in the Eastern Conference, where it will be Miami and Indiana. They will start on Sunday in Indiana. Miami beats Brooklyn 4-1. Indiana beats Washington 4-2. Maybe Indiana's starting to get their mojo back a little bit, playing a little better recently, but I'll tell you what, they got to up their game if they want to beat the Miami Heat. Now listen, Indiana's been talking for a year. They want the Heat. They wanted home court against the Heat, which they have. The Indiana says they have a better bench. They're ready for the Heat this year. They're not afraid of them. They should have beat them last year. Here you go, Indiana. Show me something. You have home court. You have a deeper bench. Let's go. Show me something. Because I'll tell you what, if you played like you played against Atlanta or the beginning of this Washington series, Miami's going to win the series. So Indiana's got to up their game. Let's see if they can do it. I still think Miami's going to get through here. I want to see something from Indiana. You talk for a year, show me something. Over in the Western Conference, we have a tremendous Western Conference final. Oklahoma City and San Antonio. They will start Monday in San Antonio. Oklahoma City beats the Clippers 4-2. If you are a Clipper fan, you have to be sick the way you lost the last 2 games. And that's been a theme of these NBA playoffs. Teams melting down at the end of these games, and the Clippers did it in 2 straight games. Oklahoma City knocks them out. San Antonio dusted Portland, so this should be an outstanding Western Conference Finals. Oklahoma City and San Antonio, does it get any better than that? I think Oklahoma City swept the season series. San Antonio has home court. Keep an eye on a couple injuries. Parker has the hurt hamstring. He says he should be ready to go. Ibaka went out for Oklahoma City with a calf. We'll keep an eye on that. We'll see what he can do. Adams, Collison, and Jackson off the bench for Oklahoma City were absolutely tremendous last night. Loved what I saw from them. I could see this series going either way. I mean, I'm going to pick Oklahoma City. I'm still waiting for San Antonio to get old. I keep thinking it's going to happen every year. It never does. I mean, they keep beating me. San Antonio was an inch away from winning the finals last year. They don't seem to ever get old. They keep reinventing themselves. I'm going to take Durant in Oklahoma City here. I like that they won the season series. They're the younger team, but hey, you never go against San Antonio, as you know, I've proven. I keep going against them, and they keep finding ways to do it year after year. Duncan never seems to age. Popovich is a tremendous coach. Throwing Ginobili and Parker should be a fabulous Western Conference series. That starts on Monday. And by the way, once again in the NBA, the best 4 teams record-wise, number 1 and number 2 seeds in the East and West, are still standing. That's the thing about the NBA that's different than other sports. The NFL, you get upsets. The NHL, you get upsets. Major League Baseball, you get upsets. Basketball, the best team usually wins in the NBA. And even though the NBA playoffs have been good and you've had some drama, once again, the top 4 teams are still standing. That's what you get in the NBA. The best teams usually win. So like I said, Miami, Indiana on Sunday, Oklahoma City and San Antonio on Monday. That is your NBA. Quick look at Major League Baseball. Let's start in the American League. Let's start in the American League East. Baltimore 21-18. They're doing a nice job. They're leading the division. Yankees in second, 21-19. All sorts of injuries. Boston's up to 500. Toronto had 500 as well. Tampa Bay had an awful loss last night against the Angels. Tampa Bay in last place. Over to the Central, Detroit looks like the class of the division there, 24-12. Everyone else around 500. Cleveland doesn't seem to have the magic they had last year, but there's a long way to go. As far as the West, Oakland 25-16, solid team. Angels starting to put something together, 22-18. We'll see when Hamilton gets back. Seattle up and down at 20-20. They started red hot, then they couldn't win a game, playing a little better. That all adds up to 500. Texas dipping 20-21 I should say, and forget about Houston. As far as the National League, the East, Atlanta 22-17, doing a nice job despite the injuries to their pitchers. Washington 21-19. I always feel like Washington should be better. Is Harper ever healthy, by the way? Miami 21-21. They lose their ace pitcher for the year. That's another theme in Major League Baseball. These guys getting hurt. Mets 19-21, lose 2 to the Yankees there at the end after taking the first 2 at Yankee Stadium. Phillies 17-21, could be a long year for them. As far as the Central, Milwaukee 26-15, have to be the surprise of baseball right now. St. Louis 21-20, expect them to pick it up. Cincinnati kind of disappointing, 18-21. Pittsburgh very disappointing at 17-23, and forget about the Cubs. As far as the West, how about the Giants? Does anyone do a better job than the Giants? What a great organization, 27-15. Colorado 23-19. 13-5 at home, have a good home field advantage. Tulowitzki playing lights out. Dodgers 22-20, a little disappointing. 9-13 at home, and the Dodgers fielding is atrocious. That's going to cost them in a big spot. San Diego competitive 20-22, and how about Arizona? Last place, 4-17 at home. Arizona's actually 12-10 on the road. They're 4-17 at home. That's abominable. That's a quick look at baseball. Of course, baseball goes on for absolute ever. Tomorrow we have the Preakness, California Chrome, trying to win the second leg of the Preakness. They're saying he's feeling a little under the weather. He has a blister. They say it's very minor stuff. He should be ready to go. He's a huge favorite tomorrow, 3-5. That's the thing about this race. If you're looking to bet this race, where you going to make some money? It's not going to be with the favorite. I mean, you want to tell me Social Inclusion has a chance at 5-1. He missed the Derby with an injury. He looks like maybe he could do some things. You want to tell me Ride on Curlin or General A-Rod, who were in the Derby, had bad trips. You want to say they maybe can do something. You like Rosie. You like the female horse. I don't know where to go in this race if you're looking to make some money. Now listen, you want California Chrome to win here. That sets up the Belmont with the whole Triple Crown possibility. If California Chrome loses tomorrow, you got really nothing going for Belmont. You really need that, Triple Crown threat for the Belmont. But I mean, if you want to make some money tomorrow, it's not going to be with California Chrome, 3-5 favorite. I don't know who could beat him. I'll take a shot and say Social Inclusion, but I'll tell you, I'm not very confident in that pick. So the Preakness is tomorrow. Little boxing tomorrow. Saturday night, HBO at the Old Forum in LA. Juan Manuel Marquez against Mike Alvarado. Should be a tremendous action fight. You like all action fights, definitely check this one out. And I am so happy, by the way, that the NFL draft is over. I could not take any more of where Manziel was going to be drafted. I mean, the NFL draft, 4 days of that nonsense, and then they talk about it for months leading up to it, and then every pick they think is the greatest pick in the world. Mel Kiper Jr. always has a sour face on. He never smiles. Ray Lewis acts like he's seen every one of these guys play. I mean, when is Ray Lewis watching all these college football games, by the way? And every guy picked they're saying is a great fit for that team. I mean, the Eastern Illinois lineman, picked in the 6th round is a great fit here, and this guy's a great fit there. They don't criticize anybody. They say every pick is a great fit for everybody. I mean, enough is enough already. I can't take it. I mean, it's just mindless stuff. And the combine was mindless. All that stuff is a waste of time. I'll tell you how much of a waste of time is it. Remember when Aaron Rodgers fell to Green Bay and Alex Smith was taken first? I mean, they went through all these combines and these drills, and they came up with that Alex Smith was a better quarterback than Aaron Rodgers. Now, come on. Now, I'm not saying Alex Smith is bad, but have you seen Aaron Rodgers play? He is an absolute stud. He throws a laser beam. What were people watching at these combines? What were these scouts watching? You're telling me Alex Smith throws a better ball than Aaron Rodgers? And I don't care who can lift 300 pounds, while standing on one foot and all these stupid drills they do at the combine. It has nothing to do with football. What the NFL draft, they've turned into an absolute circus. Now they're trying to do the same thing with the NBA draft. I see they got like an NBA combine now. Enough. My head is going to explode. I can't take any more. Manziel, the combine, the Gruden interviews, Mel Kiper Jr., Ray Lewis telling me he's watched every game. I mean, Trent Dilfer saying it's a great bit here and there. Can't take any more of it. Glad the NFL draft is over, and I love the NFL just as much as anyone. They have turned that NFL draft into a complete circus. Okay, so here's your weekend again. Here's what to watch. Tonight, Game 7 in the NHL, LA at Anaheim. Tomorrow, Game 1, Rangers-Montreal. You got the Preakness tomorrow. You got some boxing tomorrow night, Marquez and Alvarado. Sunday, you got Miami and Indiana. Monday, OKC and San Antonio. Of course, you got your baseball every single day, along with your other sports. Anything else that comes up in the sports world, we're going to cover it. I will be back with you guys early next week. You guys enjoy the games. There's some must-watch games here. I mean, to me, tonight's NHL game is a must-watch. You definitely want to watch Game 1 tomorrow in the NHL Eastern Conference. And then Sunday, as far as the basketball, Miami, Indiana, a lot of intriguing stuff. We're coming down the home stretch in both the NBA and the NHL. A lot of exciting stuff in the sports world to watch this weekend. Try and catch as much of it as you can. I'll be back with you guys early next week. You guys stay safe. Enjoy the games. Talk to you in a couple days. Enjoy your weekend. Take care.